Liverpool's next big move in the transfer market could be shaping up, and if this latest update is anything to go by, it's one that could define the club's post-Mohamed Salah era. Let's break this down. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. According to Sky Sports in Germany, the Reds are seriously weighing up a move for Diomande, a 19-year-old winger who is rapidly emerging as one of the most exciting young talents in European football. With Salah expected to leave on a free transfer this summer, Liverpool are actively searching for their next attacking focal point, and Diomande has now surged to the top of that shortlist. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the competition around him. Liverpool have tracked names like Michael Olise and Francesco Conceição, but Diomande is increasingly viewed as the most realistic and potentially explosive option. This isn't just another prospect. This is a player the club believe could evolve into a superstar. But here's where the story takes a dramatic twist. RB Leipzig are not standing still. In fact, they're preparing to open contract talks with Diomande's camp, offering a significant pay rise and, crucially, no release clause. That detail alone changes everything. Leipzig are trying to tighten their grip and maximize their control over any future transfer. And then there's the price tag. Leipzig are demanding around 100 million euros. For a teenager with less than a full Bundesliga season under his belt, that's a huge gamble, even for a club like Liverpool. But internally, Leipzig also recognize a reality they can't ignore. They are a selling club. Reports suggest they are not in a position to turn down offers in that range, especially with a need to generate funds. So what does that mean? Essentially, we're heading towards a high-stakes transfer poker game. If Diomande signs a new deal, Leipzig could delay the inevitable and push his price even higher, mirroring the path of Benjamin Šeško, whose value skyrocketed before his big money move. If he doesn't, this summer becomes the window where everything is on the table. Meanwhile, Liverpool's situation adds even more urgency. Losing Salah doesn't just leave a gap, it creates a void in goals, creativity, and identity. That's why Diomande makes so much sense. But make no mistake, Liverpool won't rush this. They know Leipzig's stance, they know the price, and most importantly, they know time could work in their favour. If they truly believe Diomande is the heir to Salah, this is a deal that may require patience, precision, and perfect timing. Because right now, this isn't just a transfer story, it's a waiting game. In other news, Liverpool's long-term planning is once again coming into focus, and at the centre of it sits a familiar name quietly building his reputation abroad. The situation surrounding Jurgen Quansa is beginning to take shape. And while a return to Anfield is not imminent, the groundwork has very clearly been laid for something significant in the near future. When Quansa departed Liverpool last summer after 15 years within the club system, the move to Bayer Leverkusen was seen as both a bold step and a calculated one. The £35 million deal raised eyebrows, but it was the inclusion of a buyback clause that truly caught attention. From that moment, it became evident that Liverpool were not closing the door. Rather, they were leaving it deliberately ajar. Now, fresh insight from Bild journalist Axel Hesse has added crucial detail to that arrangement. According to reports, Liverpool have two clear opportunities to bring Quansa back. A premium option this summer at 80 million euros or a more strategic route in 2027 at 65 million euros. The structure alone speaks volumes. It is not simply a safety net, it is a timeline. As things stand, Liverpool are not expected to activate that clause in 2026. Internally, there is no urgency. Instead, the club appear to be playing the long game, closely monitoring Quansa's development in Germany while keeping their future defensive needs in mind. And that is where the bigger picture begins to emerge. With Virgil van Dijk approaching the final stages of his contract, Liverpool are actively preparing for a potential defensive transition. Quansa, now 23 and thriving in the Bundesliga, is increasingly viewed as a natural successor. This isn't speculation, it is planning. The framework of the original deal reportedly reflects that exact scenario, with even personal terms believed to be pre-agreed should a return materialize. On the pitch, Quansa has done everything required to justify that level of foresight. Establishing himself as a first-choice centre-back at Leverkusen, he is featured in 31 of his 38 appearances as a starter, including 11 outings in the Champions League. That consistency at both domestic and elite European level signals a player rapidly evolving into a top-tier defender. Financially, the move could prove to be a masterstroke. While a potential £56 million outlay in 2027 would represent a £21 million increase on the original sale fee, the reality is far more nuanced. The initial £35 million received is accounted for as pure profit across a 5-year cycle, significantly boosting Liverpool's position under profit and sustainability rules. In simple terms, bringing Quansa back would not just strengthen the squad, it would also align with the club's financial model. There is also the added benefit of homegrown status, an increasingly valuable asset in squad construction. Reintroducing a player developed within the club's own academy helps balance registration requirements while maintaining quality, a rare combination in the modern market. Importantly, this is not an isolated strategy. Liverpool have adopted a similar approach elsewhere, inserting buyback clauses into deals involving emerging talents. Ben Doak and Harvey Elliott were both part of this model following their respective moves to Bournemouth and Aston Villa. However, Elliott's situation has already taken a different turn. At Villa, head coach Unai Emery quickly determined that Elliott would not play a significant enough role to justify a permanent transfer. As a result, the midfielder is set to return to Merseyside without Liverpool needing to activate any clause, an outcome that further highlights the flexibility of this evolving transfer strategy. Ultimately, the Quansa situation remains hypothetical for now, but the intent is unmistakable. Liverpool are not reacting, they are anticipating. By structuring deals with future scenarios in mind, they are giving themselves options, control, and leverage. And if Quansa continues on his current trajectory, that 2027 clause may not just look like a possibility, it could look like one of the smartest decisions the club has made in years. In many ways, this is a story that is still being written, but the direction is already clear. Liverpool have positioned themselves perfectly, retaining influence over a player they know inside out while allowing him the space to grow into the role they may one day need him to fill. For Jurgen Quansa, the task is simple. Continue developing, continue proving his value at the highest level, and make that future decision an obvious one. For Liverpool, it's about timing, waiting for the right moment when both sporting need and financial logic align. Should Virgil van Dijk move on, the groundwork has already been laid for his seamless transition. And if that scenario unfolds, Liverpool won't be scrambling in the market. They'll be executing a plan years in the making. This isn't just smart recruitment, it's long-term vision in action. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.